Well, a happy Monday to you, sports fan. Glad you could join us here in the Proview Rundown. I'm Adam Diehl, and happy week one of high school sports. Yep, we've got a full slate for you coming up. The schedule is going to start on Wednesday night, where we've got Atrisco Heritage taking on Monzano, and of course, you can catch it right here on Proview Sports Network. We're going to preview every single game this week, and we're going to get our picks. That's coming up soon. Steve Davis, he'll be on to talk about our first week here on Proview Sports Network a little bit later. Also, in just a little bit, we got a Lobo legend coming in. Going to talk a little bit about what he's doing. We'll tell you who that is in just a moment. But continuing on what our schedule is here on Proview Sports Network coming on Wednesday, I'm going to throw it over to my man, Josh Brown. Josh, you were absolutely atrocious. That's actually probably being kind on your picks last year. My man, are you ready to get it going?
Yeah, this year, got a completely different strategy. I think this year I have it. It's going to go good. I mean, we're all chasing Alden. Alden came through with 2 undefeated weeks at the end there, so.
Yeah, I can't brag much, right? Like, I can't say anything because, I finished second to Alden Iowani, but I'm telling you what, we're coming strong. So we're going to have our picks for you tomorrow, right? We're going to do that tomorrow on the Rundown.
Yeah, tomorrow that's happening. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we'll see. But once picks are in, they're solidified. Once they are broadcast on air, there's no going back and changing them, saying that you.
Listen, no, you could change your pick before the game as long as you just make it known, right? I mean, I don't understand.
New rule. Once they are given to me and on air, that is what they are.
Oh, so you're gonna decide that, all right? Well, hey, how about you worry about making your picks a little bit better? And no, we're not doing 6-man football or 8-man football. Like, we don't cover that here on Proview Networks, all right? So we're going straight 6A, 5A, and 4A. That's it.
6A, 4A, Metro, 5A, Metro. Nothing gimmies. I mean, there might be a monkey wrench thrown in there every week. I mean, maybe we got to bet points or something. I mean, we'll figure it out.
All right, well, you come out with the Vegas spread, and then we'll make it happen. We've got a ton to go over. Again, week one, football's back. It's here on Proview Sports Network. Also like to congratulate the University of New Mexico Lobo women's soccer team. They got their first win. You could have saw that live on the Mountain West Network Sunday at 10:30, where they beat Grand Canyon University 1-0. They go to 1-1 on the season. Back in a moment here on the Proview Rundown.
This is Amaya Brown from the CBLUG Cougars. You are watching the Daily Rundown only on Proview Network's Comcast Channel 26.
Our interns here at Proview Sports Network get pretty competitive. Rivalries are real. So with the big matchup between the El Dorado Eagles and the La Cueva Bears, time to make my pick here on the Proview Rundown. I'm going to go with the El Dorado Eagles. I'm going to change my decision, and I'm going to go with the La Cueva Bears. They're feeling it. All right, hey, calm down. Guys, you do it every time. This is ridiculous. You know what? I'm going to be in make-believe.
Football's back right here on Proview Sports Network. All the best rivalries, all the best action, every game on Proview Sports Network, Comcast 26, and the game of the week on My 50 TV. And we'll have that for you right here on Proview Sports Network as well. So here's a handoff to the outside. Blockers in front to the 5. Diving towards the end zone. Touchdown. Jose.
Still working on getting the number of our.
Diving forward to the end zone. In. Touchdown. left to right, and a handoff to the near side, and look, a lot of room. Look out, blocking a seal to the edge. 25-20 and gone. First play from scrimmage. You can't write it up any better than that. That's a touchdown. As DeMoss going to take it, and he's going to make his way into the end zone for a West Mesa touchdown. Elijah Demas. That's big time stuff, huh?
Yeah, he's going to be great.
This is Josh Woisen of the La Cueva Bears. You're watching the Daily Rundown only on Proview Networks, Comcast Channel 26.
Car Crafters.
Back at it here, Proview Rundown. All right, local great Ramon Martinez now joining us, and also his main guy, Justin Griffin. Listen, you guys are with Pure Joy Basketball. All right, I was able to run into you this weekend, and I said, you know what, you got to come in. Like, we got to chat about what you're doing. Justin, got to get to know you just a little bit, but you know, the best part about all of this is I could see the emotion that you guys have for this, the passion that you have for this. So had to get you here to chat about it. You guys played pro together, right, for a while and stuff. So Ramon, why don't you kind of introduce how you got to know Justin and after college and everything?
Well, we were captains for 5 years playing with Solas de Mexicali in the top Mexican league, and you know, we just decided to get together and help kids have great shooting habits, teach them about leadership and what it takes to play at a high level. And we're excited to be out here. He played professionally in Romania and Germany and
Mexico, a little bit in Puerto Rico.
Played in Puerto Rico too.
So I cut in like a week and a half. It's cool.
So we played a lot of places, and we understand the game. And I've always told him about Albuquerque. He's never believed me, and he's starting to become a Lobo fan, a big Lobo fan.
Yeah, I like the city. I like the vibe. It's real chill, and the people are just real here. So, and I respect real people. So
first thing we did was go right into the pit.
Yeah.
I met Paul Weir.
Yeah. So you got to meet new Lobo coach Paul Weir, right? A little different regime than when you played here now,
Yes.
obviously.
Yes.
Maybe a couple familiar faces like Brandon Mason, now the assistant coach and everything. But going back to what you guys are working on, I want to hear more about this. I'll start with you, Justin. Pure Joy, how did you and Ramon come up with this?
So, first off, Pure Joy. Basketball brings us pure joy. And
So it says it right there.
Yeah. So and we've been best friends for past, I would say, I've known him for the past 6 years, and Ro's such a special person. There's just something about him because I come across a lot of different people in this world, but the passion and the love that he shows people, just anybody from the president to the janitor, it's the same. And that's something that I do, and we're just boys ever since the first day I met him. I was like, bro, where are you from? He's like, El Paso. I was like, Ghetto Paso? Ghetto over there. Nah, but ever since then, so we just decided one day, probably about 5 months ago.
5 months ago.
Ro came up to me. He was like, hey, Juji, how would you feel like, you want to start something up with me? And I was like, what? Are you serious? Of course I do.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, like, we had early morning meetings at like 6 o'clock in the morning. We'd have practice at 10. We get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and just have meetings and just talk about what we want to do, how we want to make a difference and impact on people. And it's just, ever since then, it's just been growing, and it's beautiful. So
this is our full-time job now. We're out trying to help kids get better. So high school kids, follow us on social media, and we got a great gym in the McDermott Athletic Center, the MAC, over there in Rio Rancho.
Great facility.
Great facility, unbelievable people, and we're just trying to give back. So, we're trying to make this our home base.
Right.
Well, we moved to LA, and I'm retired. He's retired. Unfortunately, I completely ruptured my Achilles 4 months ago.
Yeesh.
And I'm still recovering from it, but I've learned a lot. It's helped me be more patient. I'm used to always kind of training for basketball, get ready for the next year. Now we're on a totally different mindset where we're trying to help kids play at an elite level, and from all aspects of the game. When it comes to shooting, we focus on shooting because we're shooters, but building leadership skills. It's all important to us. So hopefully we could get back.
Okay. So specifically here, what do you have going on? If people can catch it right now,
so
you guys are here for the next couple of days.
So we go to El Dorado High School today from 1:30 to 2:20. And we get to work out their kids, and then later we're at the MAC for a free session from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m.
A free session.
Free session. So anyone could come. We got a lot of space in the court.
What's your age range here?
So
we had a 6-year-old.
So we had a 6-year-old, a 7-year-old,
Yeah.
And we even had a 5-year-old come in.
all the way up to high school,
Yeah.
college, professionals. I mean, it doesn't matter. So anybody who likes basketball, who wants to get better, who wants to learn a lot, today's the day for you to come in, especially.
So we named it Back to School Shooting Clinics. Where you could get the right mentality, learn how to shoot the right way. Really focus on the little things and break it down. So we break it down step by step, and we build up those steps to where you get game shots in, and you're able to make shots more consistently.
Well, everyone knows, Ramon, everyone knows you from here how great of a shooter you were. Okay, so that's obvious. Now, talking with Justin, looks like Justin's saying that he was handling you. Like you were owing him a lot of coffees. Like that's just what he was saying, right? I mean, is this the truth? This is what I want to know.
So I love Starbucks. I hate how I love Starbucks so much. Starbucks, you need to sponsor us, by the way.
Yeah.
Please.
So we play competitive games for Starbucks, for caramel frappuccino.
Almost every day. This is almost every day in practice.
This is every day in practice, okay? And I hate to say it, but I think I pretty much handled him the whole year. So we played 5 years together. I think he's won just a handful of times. No, he's he's my footwork guy. He's got the best footwork I've ever seen. So he's a great shooter, probably my favorite teammate I've ever played with. He's the best defender on our team. So we play the same position. We're both shooters, but we decided to be more about the team, and that's why we're creating this business now.
This is cool. Justin, give us a little quick background before your pro career.
So I was a skinny kid, grew up in Corona, California, went to Santiago High School, did okay. Junior, senior year really flourished into a great player. Since I was so small, kind of got overlooked by a lot of schools. Went the JUCO route. Saddleback in Mission Viejo, California, won a state championship there. Learned what it took day in and day out to be on a team and be successful, and just think about the team and just embrace your role. So that's where I kind of learned that from. And then I was fortunate to get a full ride scholarship to a Division II. UH Hawaii Hilo, and then from there, started playing pro ball. 11 years.
And that's what it's about. I mean, 11-year career.
11 years. Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
What are you dealing with now, Ro? It's been 7 years?
It's been 7 years. Played 2 years in Spain with Ube La Palma in the Canary Islands. I got moved up to the ACB for a little bit, and it's a very tough competition, but I learned a lot from it. I got to play against Sergi Baca and the Madrid team, a Barcelona team. So I got to play against some of my heroes, guys we look up to as shooters. Then after that, I came down to Mexico. I played with the national team a little bit. I had a chance to play against Team USA. And so I got a crazy story. We're playing Team USA, right? And this is all the young superstars coming out now. So they didn't have They didn't have Kobe or LeBron or KD, but they did have Steph Curry, James Harden, DeMar DeRozan, Derrick Rose, Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis.
Terrible team, huh?
Yeah,
I love your team.
but so we're in the locker room before the game, and our coach, you know, he's calling out the lineups, and to this day, I don't know if he's serious or not, but he didn't know the names or how to say them. You know what I mean? Because he's from Spain, he has a thick accent, so he's reading them off, and he's like, okay, their point guard is. And I'm looking at him. He's trying to figure out how to say their name. I'm like, Coach, that's Steph Curry.
You don't know
Stephen Curry. No, it was.
But how was he saying it though?
Oh, it's Steph
Goody.
Steph Goody. No, Coach, it's Steph Curry. No, it was a great experience for me.
Sure.
So then I played in Mexico after that. 2 years with the national team, playing Mexico. National team for Mexico, I apologize. And that's where we and Flip fell in love with the game. You know, we were captains there, and that city gave a lot to us. And we're gonna be doing clinics there too, hopefully.
Guys, you're infectious. It's obvious you're passionate about this, which is fun. Where can people find more information about what you're doing?
So we're on Instagram and Twitter.
At PureJoy Ball.
At PureJoy Ball. And our YouTube page.
YouTube is going to grow. So we have to put a lot more videos on there, but day by day it's going to get better. Motivational, we're going to inspire you. We're going to let you in on what Pure Joy Basketball is about.
So that's our YouTube page. And our YouTube page, we want to make to where do-it-yourself drills. And that's a whole nother conversation, but to where you can have a workout and you don't need a rebounder. That's something that we grew up doing, and I know a lot of kids, can't afford trainers. Well, we could show you the right way, to get better on your own. You don't need anybody but a gym and a ball. But we're on YouTube, Facebook page, Pure Joy Basketball. And
like our page, share it.
Pure Joy Basketball, building great shooting habits, right?
Building great shooting habits. So the year before, I focused my full summer. We focused our full summer on building great shooting habits. So every day we worked on form shooting, and that's why I try to stress to kids form shooting is so important because. If you're a golf player, you go to the shooting range. You go to the driving range, and you get your long distance shots, you get your chipping shots in. You don't just go play full 18 holes not warming up. It's the same in basketball. So when you see kids shooting Steph Curry threes,
their first shot on
the court,
it's crazy.
It's got a bug.
It's the worst thing we could see as coaches. But there's there's steps to take.
Yeah, it's the small details that go a long way. It's the small details that make a average player into a great player. So you just got to focus on those little things daily. And once you do that, that applies not only in basketball, but in life.
Yeah.
So if you continue to do something and focus on something daily and start loving that grind, loving that process, enjoying the process, your life will change. But there's going to be hard times. There's going to be days where you're going to be like,
I like the way you put it. When we were off air, you were saying, hey, you got to enjoy those hard times.
No, you have to.
That's kind of part of the process of where you're trying to get.
You definitely do. Yeah. Because once you enjoy those times where you're like, man, am I losing faith in myself? Should I be doing this? Like, just take a step back and look on how far you come to that point, and use that as motivation to take you to that time where you can't go through that brick wall. You know what I'm saying? Just push through, and it's a daily thing, and you can do it. Anybody can do anything they want to do. People are going to tell you it's hard.
And what you guys are talking about is it's just building the discipline, right? And it's more than life. The hoops is more than life, but it coexists a little bit. And something that I thought that was really cool, especially for you, Ramon, is last year you got to come back and you kind of got the benefit of what you did so well in college, and everyone was able to watch it, and you got to play in the All-Star game, which was really cool. You actually performed really well.
Yeah,
so tell me about that real quick.
So alumni game was amazing, and so it reminded me of what the feeling I had when I was in college when I played. The Pit's probably the most unbelievable place I will ever play. They turned me into a superstar. You guys turned me into a superstar. So that's mainly why I'm coming back.
You turned yourself, by making the shots, right? You just had to make the shots.
But if anyone from Southwest, I'm talking about El Paso, anyone who knows about the Pit, And, so I used to come here when I was younger, and I've seen college games, I saw big-time games, and I just, if you see it go in and you hear the crowd, you know what I mean? I used to visualize that, and then it was happening. And it just, it was a lot of fun. So alumni game, it kind of happened again.
Yeah.
And, you get a steal, you get an assist, you get a stop, you take a charge, and then it just starts. And then the threes
Taking
go
a
down.
charge in an alumni all-star game, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
it was
the
fun.
funniest thing is when this guy owns the crowd.
No, so
it's the
this
most
is new.
funniest thing, but it amps you up like it's so crazy. Like that's the feel. That's what Ramon Martinez is. Like he's himself no matter what, and that's the thing that's special. So it's so funny, but he's so passionate. And then I can't imagine you in front of 18,000 people.
Getting chills.
Man, that's crazy.
Getting chills
That's
right now.
crazy.
That's what it's about.
Kind of dope.
I mean, you could see the passion rubbing off on these guys. So check it out. Pure Joy Basketball. Justin Griffin, it's good to meet you. We
Thank
appreciate you coming in. Ramon
Pleasure. Thank you
Martinez,
for having
continued
us.
success, guys. And we look forward to you guys growing this thing. All right.
Cool.
Hey, back in a moment. Steve Davis is going to come on. We're going to start talking about the big week. Week 1, high school football. It's here. Proview Rundown.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that could happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Gecko's Bar and Tapas, a proud supporter of Proview Networks. It's been a fan favorite spot for food lovers and sports fans. With not one, but 2 great locations, including outdoor patio, an atmosphere you won't want to miss. Gecko's off Academy and in Nob Hill.
What do these interns even do on their break, man?
I don't even know. It's probably way too crazy.
Football's back right here on Proview Sports Network. All the best rivalries, all the best action, every game on Proview Sports Network, Comcast 26, and the game of the week on My 50 TV. VR Junkies is a virtual reality arcade. We specialize in all things VR, from the simple phone-based headsets to cutting-edge full-body motion systems. Check us out at the Coronado Mall. VR Junkies. Ladera Golf Course. Opened in 1980, Ladera features a full 18 including spacious greens, a large driving range, roomy practice putting greens, and 4 large lakes. Surrounding Ladera, beautiful views of the Sandia Mountains to the east and volcanoes to the west. Ladera is a challenging city-owned course with the longest playing yardage of any other city courses. For weekend tee times and more information, call 505-836-4449.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, # life change will occur.
This is Brandon Baeza of the Las Cruces Bulldogs. You're watching the Daily Rundown only on Proview Networks, Comcast Channel 26.
How lucky are we? Another former Lobo going to join us. Steve Davis, of course, owner and operator here of Proview Sports Network. It was cool. We had Ramon Martinez on, and also got to meet Justin Griffin. They played pro ball together. That was cool. So, I mean, you're amongst friends now since you're part of that Lobo family.
Well, I'm glad I'm in the same subject with them. I mean, I'm not.
Barely, like I'm barely limping you in.
You even brought it to the attention. I know that took a lot out of you to even say that. That I was in the same, almost the same tier as them. But,
yeah.
But what a group of guys. What a great career he had.
I know.
So it's unbelievable.
It was fun.
Very great that he came in and took the opportunity with Proview Networks. And what's the word was scary was he's retired, and but he's still giving. He's going to give back and help young people.
Well, doing big things. Him and Justin doing big things. So that was a lot of fun. If you missed it, by the way, you could check out the link on our website www.proviewNetworks.com. We'll have it streaming on our YouTube page as well, and out on Twitter. Follow us at Twitter at ProviewTV. All right, Steve. I've been wanting to have you on, and we'll do this every week. We're in front of it now. The summer disappeared, and Proview Sports Network, we've got 15 games that we're broadcasting live this week, and it all starts on Wednesday, where Atrisco Heritage is going to meet Monzano in the opener. Monzano, we'll have our top 10 poll for you tomorrow, but they are undoubtedly a state favorite to make.
They're a top 5 team.
Yeah,
easily.
for sure.
I mean, depending on there's a lot. I'm real curious to see how that poll comes out.
And then Atrisco Heritage may be favorites to win District 4. And Coach Patrick Johnson, he had a conversation with me last week talking about how he thinks he's ready to make the step not only into the playoffs, but make more of a run than people think. So really interested because of the talent that they have at Atrisco. It's a great matchup to start our season off.
Well, before we even know, congratulations, 10 years of Proview Network. So
it's pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive. It's here, and it's here to stay, and things look good. But it starts with this week, and it's just not basketball. I mean, football. I mean, it's a little bit of soccer the last weekend. We've already kind of got started. Usually, it's this week is when we get going, but we did some Lobo soccer this week.
Yeah, on the Mountain West Network, and we'll have more. We'll have Lobo volleyball for you as well.
It'll be re-aired in here in another week. So.
Now, continuing our schedule, we talk about how hefty it is. Thursday, we've got Del Norte versus West Mesa from Nusenda Stadium, live here on Proview Sports Network, pregame at 6:30, kickoff at 7. Friday, we've got a monster night for you. We've got tons of games streaming. The games we have streaming, Cleveland, who is a state favorite, they're going to take on Oñate High School at Cleveland. We've got streaming the defending 5A champ, St. Pius, taking on Highland. Rio Grande and Sandia will be live here on Proview Sports Network, and also Rio Rancho taking on Mayfield. How about that matchup, a top 4 matchup to start the season from Rio Rancho, the defending state champs.
I'll tell you what, it doesn't get any better than that just to start the whole week up. But are you saving that carrot for the big game on Friday night?
I am.
I didn't want to jump on your thunder or anything like that.
So the deal we've made, Steve, and it's out now, which is great with My 50 TV, an 11-game deal that's gonna go through the entire regular season. Every night we'll have a Friday night game of the week on My 50 TV, and our very first one's actually an 8 p.m. start time because it's part of a doubleheader from Nusenda. It'll be Cibola taking on La Cueva. That's our first one, so really good stuff in front of us.
And correct me if I'm wrong, the first game is going to be Sandia and Rio Grande, and we're going to have that on 26th, starting at 5 o'clock. And then are we going to still try to do the start off of the other game at Milne Stadium on Friday night?
The other game will be at Rio Rancho. That's the Rio Rancho Mayfield game, right? So it's all in front of us. And then, of course, the Yaffle game's the week. And then we'll finish our week that's really busy with Volcano Vista and Valley, 1 p.m. or 1 p.m. game that'll be on here, Proview Sports Network. So, like I said, our schedule's huge. Go to ProviewNetworks.com. You'll see our live game scheduled this week. And
shoot, I'm very impressed. You did all that without.
But you have all these notes. I don't need that.
I know. You just willed that thing off. I mean, when you get older, those things do change. Okay.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on. You got out of the pick'ems last year. We're making you get involved in the pick'ems this year. I just want you to know that, and it's starting tomorrow. So we
got to get him from Ramon. I mean, he's going to have to be watching Proview, and
he's going to be rooting for a bunch of El Paso teams. All right. He's going to take some El Paso teams.
We'll see. I'll make my deal in the bigger games or whatever. So
Well, we appreciate everybody. Justin Griffin, Ramon Martinez for coming on. Steve Davis for Josh Brown, producing and directing today. I'm Adam Diehl. Join us tomorrow again. Proview Rundown. We'll have our top 10 poll and our picks coming up this week. We'll see you.
Bye. I'm Esteban Romero, the Springer Red Devils, and you are watching the Daily Rundown, only on Proview Network, Comcast Channel 26.